Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my dear friends. Myself, Vishnu. My topic is about power transmission four-wheel drive. Here in my presentation, I'm not adding any kind of paragraphs. Only two pictures I've added. This will show and will give relevant information. In this first diagram, we are seeing that a car body with components which are present in the car. Here, engine is the main component. As usual, we know everything. And not only engine, each and every component is very important for a car to function itself, and each independent component has its own functioning and its own performance. Here our topic is about power transmission and four-wheel drive. So differential is the main component for the wheel to trans the power should be transferred from the engine. Here in the front side and the right side, we can see two differentials. From those two differentials, the power is transmitted for the wheels. And I want to give a brief introduction about the differential. Next slide. So this is differential.
Okay.
I'm so for front transmission, we will add only one differential, so the power will be transmitted in the front side. For rear transmission, all back side we can see the differential. In forward transmission, we can see two differentials, front side and the rear side. So here we can see the differential, the components and its working. So here the small one pinion shaft is connected to the universal joint from the propeller shaft. So from that, the power is transferred to the ring gear and the carrier. From there, we can see the axial shaft from propeller shaft to the pinion to the ring gear. From there, the axial shaft is getting power transmitted. From there, we can see the wheel getting powered. So all the power which is coming from the engine can be transmitted to both the differentials, and the four wheels are getting powered.
Okay, very good.
Thank you,
Uh,
sir.
is that all, Vishnu, or you want to say something else?
That's it, sir. I
Okay.
got only some information.
Okay. Okay, very good.
Thank you,
So
sir.
you have said that using this differential, we are transferring the power from the engine to your wheels. Okay.
Yes, sir.
You are transferring the motion at 90 degree. Okay. Your
Yes,
propeller shaft is coming and it is now transferring the motion, power motion in perpendicular directions.
yes, sir.
One more function of differential. Anyone who wants to add?
Sir, I want to say, I forgot one thing.
Okay.
When we are turning the wheel, left turn or right turn.
Okay.
So, for example, I'm taking a right turn, sir.
Okay.
So, there will be RPM difference in the front side, left wheel and right wheel. If both
Okay.
the wheels have same RPM, then we can see the slippage of the tires.
Okay.
But that thing, when we are turning the right side, the right wheel should be
Yes.
lesser RPM than compared to the left RPM, left wheel.
Yes.
So, differential
Yes.
will manage the RPM
Yeah.
by using those two
So
pins
this is
called
one of the. This is also one of the important function of a differential gear. Now, if this topic is arise, then I would like to raise one more question. And
sir.
now this question is for complete class, not only for Vishnu. Okay. I would like to thank you, Vishnu, for your presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Short yet very informative presentation. And coming to my next question. Now you can stop sharing the screen.
Okay, sir.
Now I will share my screen. Okay. Now my PowerPoint presentation is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now here is the question for all of you. Since we are discussing this differential, and just now one of your friend has told that while taking a right turn, we need more RPM on our left hand side wheel. Am I correct, Vishnu?
Yes, sir.
If we want to take a right turn, then the wheel on the right hand side, it should be have high RPM as compared to the right hand side wheel. Okay. Now my question is, how does a train steer itself? In train we don't have any steering mechanism. So how this train steer itself, how it turns left, how it turns right? Now, who is going to answer this question from the complete classroom? This question is open to all of you. Have you ever thought of this question?
Due to hydraulic pressure, sir.
Hydraulic pressure, as I can guess the sound, it is Sai Sunai.
Yeah, sir.
Okay. So how the train is taking a left turn or right turn? How it is able to steer itself?
Train, it is due to its wheels.
Differential, sir.
Wheel.
One person at a time. One person at a time. Okay. 301. You carry on.
Sir, train has a conical shape wheels, sir, where it
Yes.
adjusts its wheels, where it adjusts its wheel. The one example we can say is the wheel which with small diameter and another wheel with larger diameter. The smaller diameter side it rotates. The same phenomena occurs in train where it has taper shaped.
Yes, you
wheel.
have a conical wheel.
Yes.
Now I will elaborate it using a diagram I would like to draw. Let me see if I am able to draw it or not. Okay. I am using one digital pad. Let's draw it. Okay. Suppose this is your wheel. Oh, this is not responding. I will draw it with hand only. Okay. This kind of conical wheel you can see on your railways. Okay, and you have here your railway track. This is also I shape. I shape. Okay, not perfectly drawn here, but you can assume what I am trying to draw. Yes. Now see what happens when a train is turning. Suppose I want to take a right turn again like this. Okay. So what will happen? It self-steer itself. Self-steering mechanism is there. How it will happen? See, when it tries, suppose tracks are like that. Okay. Tracks are in this way. And the wheels is just following the track. So what happens on right hand side when we have a right turn, then this part effective radius, what will be the effective radius you see here? The effective radius will be smaller as compared to the left hand side. The effective radius will be larger one. Okay, on the conical side this part, and on this wheel it will be on the lower side, so it will self steer itself. So this is how a train self steer itself. Okay, it is clear to all of you? Type yes in the chat box if it is clear. Now we will see our next presentation. Who was the next guy? Let me tell his number. Transmission is over 387 310 308. Who is ready?
Sir, what is the purpose of differential steering?
What is the purpose of differential steering? To give different RP in context of what, railway or our automobile cars you are asking?
Automobiles.
Automobiles. So in order to provide different RPM at the two wheels, differential is used. First function. Second function, it is used to convert the power, to transfer the power from the engine. Okay, your perpendicular shaft is coming, so for transfer of the power in perpendicular direction, your differentials are used. Okay, who was that? Who asked this question? 348. Is this Lokesh 348?
Umair, sir.
Umair, okay. Now, who is the 387? Whether he is present? 387, 308, and 310. Do they left the class, huh? Or they have to give the presentation? Okay, no issue. A good start with one student, Vishnu. Like that, we will try to keep one presentation every day. Very short, like you have to explain any one diagram. That's it. Or any technology, new upcoming technology, to share the knowledge with your friends. Now we will start with our PowerPoint presentation. Course outcome of this chapter. In this chapter, we are going to identify the automobile components, individual part function. We will learn about lubrication system, oil filters, and pumps. Awareness about pollution standard. So let's focus on the first point. Now, what is automobile? How do we define an automobile? So automobile is a vehicle that is capable of propelling itself. Automobile is a vehicle, auto plus mobile, which is capable of propelling itself. Okay, or automobile is a vehicle driven by internal combustion engine, and it is used for the transportation of passenger and goods on the ground. Example is car, jeep, bus, truck, scooter, etc. So this is a simple definition. You all must be able to define this. Now, components of four wheels of an automobile: chassis, power unit, power transmission, rear wheel drive. Okay, no issue. I request all of you to keep one notebook with you. Okay, because in automobile engineering we have only drawings, and you have to practice from here only. Don't wait for your examination day. Here, for every component you have to draw something. In between I will ask you, then you have to answer the questions. Now, I'll start with a short video. You all keep your notebook and pen with you and try to note down the important points. After that, we will have discussion on it, and you have to take part in that discussion. Okay. So I'm giving you 30 seconds. Who were not ready with their notebooks? In this video, this is a short video, and we are going to discuss the basic structure of an automobile. Okay, so what are the components of an automobile? We will see in this video. What is its essential function? In short, one line that we will see. So based on that, we will have a short discussion on it, and everyone has to participate. I will tell the numbers and you people has to speak it out. I'm starting the video.
Automobile is made up of hundreds of different.
Are you able to listen the sound of this video also?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Be ready with your notebook.
Which can be broadly categorized, is made up of hundreds of different parts, which can be broadly categorized into 6 components: basic structure, power unit, transmission system, auxiliaries, controls, and superstructure. The first 5 components are collectively known as automobile chassis. Now let's try to understand the basic structure of an automobile. Basic structure of an automobile is the unit on which all the other automobile units like engine, transmission system, etc. are attached. It mainly comprises of frame, suspension system, axles, and wheels. Now let's discuss each of them in brief. Frame. It is the main structure of an automobile that bears the most of its weight. Frame construction is generally done in 2 ways: conventional construction, frameless construction. In conventional construction, a conventional pressed steel frame is prepared, and all the mechanical units are attached to it, and then the body is superimposed on it. Whereas in frameless construction, the body is designed in such a way that the function of the body and the frame is combined, and all the mechanical units are directly attached to the body. Suspension system. Functions of suspension system. It is responsible for preventing road shocks from being transmitted to the vehicles, safeguarding the passengers from road shocks, preserving the stability of vehicle during pitching and rolling. Generally, there are two types of suspension systems, conventional system and independent system. In conventional system, the road springs are attached to a rigid beam axle, whereas in independent system, there is no rigid axle beam and each wheel is free to move vertically without affecting other wheels. Axles, they are the central shafts which connect the wheels to the frame. Depending on their use, axles can be of two types, live axle or dead axle. Live axle transmits the torque received from the engine to the driving wheels, whereas dead axle just connects the wheel to the frame but does not transmit any power. Wheels, they are one of the most important parts of an automobile. Without wheels, the vehicle cannot even be towed. Wheels carry the entire weight of a vehicle. Generally, wheels are of three types, disc wheels, wire wheels, and alloy wheels. Amongst them, disc wheels are the most commonly used wheels. Now let's summarize the basic structure of an automobile. Automobile is made up of hundreds of different...
It started once again. So I guess you people were focused enough to see the video, or once again I'm playing it. Those who are not able to understand, they can go through it once again.
Automobile is made up of hundreds of different parts, which can be broadly categorized into 6 components. Basic structure, power unit, transmission system, auxiliaries, controls, and superstructure. The first 5 components are collectively known as automobile chassis. Now let's try to understand the basic structure of an automobile. Basic structure of an automobile is the unit on which all the other automobile units like engine, transmission system, etc. are attached. It mainly comprises of frame, suspension system, axles, and wheels. Now let's discuss each of them in brief. Frame. It is the main structure of an automobile that bears the most of its weight. Frame construction is generally done in 2 ways, conventional construction, frameless construction. In conventional construction, a conventional pressed steel frame is prepared, and all the mechanical units are attached to it, and then the body is superimposed on it. Whereas in frameless construction, the body is designed in such a way that the function of the body and the frame is combined, and all the mechanical units are directly attached to the body. Suspension system. Functions of suspension system. It is responsible for preventing road shocks from being transmitted to the vehicles, safeguarding the passengers from road shocks, and preserving the stability of vehicle during pitching and rolling. Generally, there are 2 types of suspension systems, conventional system and independent system. In conventional system, the road springs are attached to a rigid beam axle, whereas in independent system, there is no rigid axle beam and each wheel is free to move vertically without affecting other wheels. Axles. They are the central shafts which connect the wheels to the frame. Depending on their use, axles can be of 2 types, live axle or dead axle. Live axle transmits the torque received from the engine to the driving wheels, whereas dead axle just connects the wheel to the frame but does not transmit any power. Wheels. They are one of the most important parts of an automobile. Without wheels, the vehicle cannot even be towed. Wheels carry the entire weight of a vehicle. Generally, wheels are of 3 types, disc wheels, wire wheels, and alloy wheels. Amongst them, disc wheels are the most commonly used wheels. Now let's summarize.
Yes, this is your video was about. Here you can see a tree-like structure where we have defined the basic structure of an automobile into 4 components, that is frame, suspension system, axles, and wheels. Now, I hope you all have seen this video very carefully. Now, I'll give you 1 or 2 minutes to prepare your short notes. Now, I'm not going to play the video. Whatever you have seen in the video, prepare a short note, and then I will ask any one of you, okay, by your roll number, and you have to speak about this, what you have, make the note. So your time starts now. The screen I'm keeping here, this is giving a brief idea of all what is shown in the video. This is a 10 marks question for your university examination. discuss basic structure of an automobile, then you have to discuss all the points that is discussed here in this video. So make a brief note of it. I'll ask 3 to 4 students from the class to discuss about it. Yes, anyone in the class who is ready, they can raise your hands. In your Zoom app, one option is there, raise hand. Who wants to speak himself, he can raise, or she can raise his hands. Yes, I'm waiting for your response. Anyone voluntarily, you can raise your hands. Still, I cannot see anyone. I have shown you one video and you have to speak few lines about it. That's it. No one in the classroom? Okay, no issue.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there is someone. Is this Ruchita?
Ravalika, sir.
Ravalika, okay. So
Yes,
you
sir.
can speak about this video.
Basic structure of an automobile
Okay,
is a unit of which all the automobile units like engine, transmission system, etc. are attached.
okay,
Say about suspension- the functions of a suspension system.
okay,
It is responsible for preventing road shocks and
okay,
transmitter to the vehicle and preserving the stability during road shocks, etc. That's something.
okay. This is about suspension system.
Yes, sir.
Regarding frames, would you like to add some points?
Frame. Frame is prepared. The conventional steel frame is prepared. All
Okay.
the mechanical units are attached on the on
So
the
we
body.
have two type of frames here. You can see in the
Conventional
figure.
and independent.
Conventional and frameless. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So in conventional, we all know that it is a structure is casted, and on that all the mounting are there on it.
Parts.
Okay,
Yes,
which
sir.
bears all the loads of the vehicle. So this is about your frame. Anyone else who wants to talk about this axles or your wheels? Anyone else? See, this is a theoretical subject, okay, and we don't have any numerical in it, and no concept is also. Only thing we need to discuss and about different components. It will be a discussion class, rather we can say. So I want your active participation.
Wheels are of three types: disc wheel,
Okay.
wire wheel, alloy wheel. The
Okay.
most commonly we used disc wheel only, sir. That's it.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Very good, Ravalika. Any other students who want to add some point in it regarding this two types of suspension system, conventional and independent? Any other student? Okay, let's move with our slides. So these are the basic components of a four-wheel automobile. You have seen the basic structure, power plant, or you can say as engine. Engine is the powerhouse, power plant of a vehicle or an automobile. The power produced by engine is transmitted to your differential and through differential to the wheels. So that transmission process is done by this transmission system. Then coming to your auxiliaries. Now what is auxiliaries? Can anyone tell me? Auxiliaries. Auxiliaries are the components
Live
which are,
axle, dead axle.
yes, yes, like
The power transmitter, torque is transmitted to the live axle, means rear axle.
raise, that is your transmission system. Auxiliaries you can consider as,
Headlights, brakes,
yes, headlights. Brake is essential
brake,
component.
sorry.
Brake is not an auxiliary component. You said headlight, your turning light,
Wipers.
wipers, turning
Seats,
light, seats. Okay, these all come under the auxiliary.
auxiliary.
Okay, that
Okay.
is not important requirement, means compulsory, but they are provided for its functionality, okay, to give comfort as well as some what we can say, some functions to ease the driving. Now the next is our controls, where you control the vehicle. What are the components? They are
Brake, steering,
brakes,
accelerator,
brakes and steerings. Okay,
accelerator,
accelerator, very
clutch,
good.
clutch.
Clutch. Okay, so these all comes under the category of your controls. And finally the superstructure, the upper part of your vehicle, that is called as your superstructure. So in your examination the question can be asked about write the different components of your four-wheel automobile and describe them in brief. So you have to write 3 to 4 lines about each of them. Now we will see one by one. This is the basic structure of automobile. Here you can see one frame is there. In suspension, this type of spring is called as, which kind of spring is this?
Leaf.
Leaf spring. So in the previous figure or in the video we have seen two type of suspension system. Can anyone name them?
Conventional and independent suspension.
Conventional and independent system. So in your conventional system there will be one rigid axle, okay, and that will be attached using your leaf spring. And in your independent suspension system all the wheels are independent to move in the vertical direction. So in that type of suspension system we can see McPherson strut or wishbone, double wishbone suspension system. After that we have axles. We have seen in the video live axles are there, dead axles are there, and lastly we have seen the wheels. There are three type of wheels. So again, frame construction, the basic structure of an automobile is the unit on which all other automobile units like engine, transmission system, etc are attached. So frame construction are of two type, conventional and frameless. Conventional frame. Conventional pressed steel frame to which all the mechanical units are attached and on which the body is superimposed. So here the left figure is representing your conventional frame, whereas the right figure is representing your frameless construction. The frameless construction in which the body structure is designed as to combine the function of body frame, the unit normally attached to the frame, then being attached directly to the body. Now, can anyone give me some examples where you have seen frameless construction? Any example of frameless construction?
Go-kart.
All?
Go-kart, sir. F1 racing,
Yes.
go-kart.
F1 racing cars, Formula
Go-kart.
1 car,
Yes,
go-kart,
sir.
your Baja car, everything are your frameless construction where all the components are mounted on this frame only. And one more advantage of this frame is, who will tell me? One advantage of this frame,
Lightweighted, easy to travel.
lightweight, very
Speed
good.
to gain, it's easy to gain speed
It's easy to gain speed. Why?
because the body it's not much weighted, sir.
Lightweight. Due to lightweight, you
Lightweighted.
can
Yes, sir.
easily attain maximum speed. Okay. So during your accidents also, that will be more safer. So here in this figure, you can say the frame of your normal vehicle the automobile and this Formula One car frame, that is the frameless construction. Now, advantage and disadvantage of frameless construction. Advantage: reduced weight and consequent saving in the fuel consumption, lower manufacturing cost, safety to the passengers when during the accidental situation. So you can keep these 3 points in your mind. Okay, when this question is asked about frameless construction, so you can write the advantages and the disadvantages. Now we will see the disadvantages. Economical only if frameless construction is adopted in mass production. Okay, when we will adopt the mass production, then only it will be economical. Reduction of durability. Why there will be reduction in durability? Can anyone tell me any idea coming to your mind?
Because it's a frameless body, it easily gets exposed, sir.
Since it is frameless, as you have seen in the previous figure, you can see here there are so many joints. If
Yes,
at
sir.
any joints there will be loose welding or weak welding, so it will not be durable. Okay, so there are so many joints. If with the increase in number of joints, always there is chances of breakage. Okay, now it is difficult to design. Repair cost is also high.
High.
So this is the advantages and disadvantages of your frameless construction. Now coming to the axles, the weight carrying portion of the axles, whether it may be front or rear, may be considered as a beam supported at two ends, loaded at two intermediate points, the spring centers subjected to following load. Now what are those loads? The vertical load at the spring center due to the weight of the vehicle, torque reaction due to acceleration and brakings, side thrust at the radius of the tire due to centrifugal force when rounding a curve. So we have seen there are two type of axles, live axles, dead axles. So live axles is the one which is transmitting the power to the wheels, and dead axle is the one which is supporting only the structure. Okay, here you can see in the figure, the left hand side is your live axle in which it is transferring the power to the wheel, whereas on the right hand side you have dead axle which is only just for supporting, which is there as only a supporting member. So this is about your
Sir,
axles.
why is it necessary to use both the axles, sir? Only one axle we can use now, sir.
So how you will get that differential movement in during your turning if there will not be any differential, and you need one supporting member where your this chassis will be mounted. So where you will mount it?
Okay, sir. Got it, sir.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
Now coming to the suspension system, the functions of suspension system is to prevent the road shocks from being transmitted to the vehicle component, to safeguard the passenger from road shocks, and preserving the stability of the vehicle in pitching, rolling while motion. Now, what is this pitching and rolling? Can anyone give or throw some light on it? What is pitching? What is rolling? Anyone in the classroom? I want the other students also to participate in the discussion.
Somewhat rough surface like that, sir. Pitching.
No. Your theory of machines is over, that subject. Theory of machines.
Yes, sir.
In theory of machines, you have not studied about these things, degree of freedom, like that.
Yes, sir. We have studied.
So there you might have studied what is pitching, what is rolling. There is one more motion. Whenever you have a vehicle or anything, you will be having three axes. You will be having three axes or not? Okay, I will show you. Yes, someone is saying. Yes, please carry on. Suppose this is, can you see the video?
Yes, sir.
Okay, suppose this is your car. Okay, so how many axes do we have on this car? I'm keeping it like vertical. Okay, how many axes do we have? One axis along the length,
Yes, sir.
one axis along the width,
Yes, sir.
and one axis about its depth.
Yes, sir.
Depth for this mobile, the depth is very less, so it is difficult to show. Okay, so you have three axes.
Yes, sir.
Vehicle can rotate about all these three axes. If you remember your basics in your finite element also, I have taught you 6 degrees of freedom. 6 degrees of freedom. What are those 6 degrees of freedom? Can anyone tell me? If you remember, UX,
UI, UZ,
on the other side,
we
rotation about X. So I'm writing rotex. Rotation about
Y,
Y axis and rotation
Rotate.
about
Z axis.
Z axis. So normally we have these 3 degrees of freedom at any point. Okay. UX, UI, UZ is your transverse motion, linear motion, and rotation. Rotation about X axis means suppose this is your X axis and this is your vehicle. So rotation of your vehicle like this. Sometimes while moving on the road, you might have seen your vehicle is moving in this direction in such a way. Okay, at sometimes you feel your this type of motion. This is your rolling, this is your pitching, and this is about the vertical axis. It will be your yawing. So let's see in the figure. If you are able to see this figure, in this figure we have this first axis across which if the vehicle will try to rotate, it will be called as your rolling. Okay, these are the degree of freedom of a vehicle. This is your pitching. Here you can see the arrow is given here. Pitching motion, this is called as pitching motion. Okay, when you are designing any suspension system, you have to look after all these three motions: rolling, pitching, and the last one about the vertical axis. If your vehicle will move or rotate, that is called as yaw motion. Okay, and all these things are very important when the speed of the vehicle is very high, specifically for the case of your Formula One racing cars. Okay, or any vehicle, you have to consider all these three motions. So here once again it is shown with the arrow: rolling, yaw motion, and this is called as pitching motion, pitch motion. Okay, about X, Y, and Z axis here written X, Y, and Z. So now it is clear to you what is rolling, pitching, and yaw.
Sir.
All of you, if it is clear to all of you, write yes in the chat box. Let me see how many of you are active. Simple diagram, no need to draw this F1 formula car. You can simply draw a box and you can define the three axes, and you can, using this arrow marks, you can show the representation of rotation about that, and that will be your roll, pitch, and yaw. Okay. 325. I am very active. That's very good. I like your spirit. Now, after that, suspension system continued. Conventional system road springs are attached to the rigid beam axle. Independent, each wheel is free to move vertically without affecting other wheels. So this we have already discussed. Here you can see the diagram of conventional as well as independent system. Okay, here you can see your springs are there. Helical springs. Here we have leaf spring. Okay. Now the next is your engine, or we can say the power plant of an automobile. This provides the motive power for all the various functions which the vehicle or any part of it may be called upon to perform, like IC engines, electric motors in your electric cars, hybrid engines, where we have a combination of internal combustion engine as well as electric engines. And the next is solar. Now the future automobile will start running on solar energy. Okay, so this electric and solar cars are the future of automobile industry. If anybody wants to make a career in it, they can go for it. Transmission system. This line diagram, if in the examination transmission system is asked, you have to draw this line diagram and then you have to write 4 to 5 lines. See, 60 to 70% weightage of any question. Suppose 10 marks question is there and I'm asking about transmission system. So 6 marks will be there, 6 to 7 marks will be given to your diagram. I will give 6 marks weightage for neat, clean, explanatory diagrams. Okay, and if you have written 3 to 4 lines, generally students have in their mind that if I'll write 2 pages or 3 pages, then I will get some marks. No, not in this case. Okay, you have to draw a neat and clean diagram, 4 to 5 lines, that's it. I'll give you full marks. Is that clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you can draw this line diagram now. We all know that transmission system consists of a clutch, gearbox, giving 4, 5 or even 6 different gear ratios are there. So if we are varying the gear ratios, we will get different torque output. Okay, a propeller shaft to transmit the torque output from the gearbox to your rear axle, and a differential gear to distribute final torque equally between the driving wheels when the vehicle is moving in straight forward direction. This is about transmission system. Today we will stop here. If you have drawn the figure, draw it. I'll give you 5 minutes. Once you have drawn the figure, write in the message box, completed, sir. Then we will stop here. Practice is very important for any subject in which you have so many diagrams. Yes, 315. Can you send me the snapshot of what you have drawn? Or you are simply writing because sir is not able to see your notebook, huh? If you have drawn this 315, send the snapshot of what you have drawn to my WhatsApp. Let me verify your attendance.
Sir, I had made a presentation on brakes, sir.
Today you have to give the presentation.
Yes, sir, you told to.
In the beginning, I have asked so many times, but you did not.
Sir, yes, sir. Actually, I was facing some internet problems.
Now you are ready?
Yes, sir, I'm ready, sir.
Okay, so I'll make you the co-host and you can give the presentation. What is your roll number?
310, sir. Munib.
Munib. 310. Let me check you in the list. Make co-host. I'm making you the co-host. Okay. Now you can share your screen. All of you see one of your friend is going to give a presentation on brake. Now,
sir, now can I start, sir?
You have to share your screen.
Okay, sir. Just a second.
Your laptop is open. Okay, so you be prepared for the next class. Munib, your presentation will be taken in the next class.
Sir, I have started, sir, sharing. Okay, sir, then.
Okay, then share it.
Sir, is it visible, sir?
No. You are doing on your mobile or your laptop?
Mobile, sir.
Mobile. I don't know how you will show the slide with your mobile phone.
I have on the share screen, sir.
Okay, you do practice with the help of any of your friend how
Okay,
to
sir.
share the slide, and
Okay,
in the
sir.
next class I will keep your first presentation will be given by Munib.
So
Okay.
when you stop sharing the screen, it comes.
Oh, I
You
have to stop the share.
Yes.
Okay, Munib, now you try.
Okay, sir. Just a second, sir. Sir, now is it visible, sir?
No. Okay, let's keep it on the next day. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So Munib, tomorrow same time we have the class, and
Okay,
by
sir.
that time you practice with any of your friend how to
Okay,
share
sir.
the screen and be
Okay,
ready.
sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So we will meet again tomorrow same time. By that time,
Okay.
stay safe, stay inside.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir.